add something? Yeah. No congestion pricing. No congestion pricing.
No congestion pricing.
No congestion pricing.
No congestion pricing.
No congestion pricing.
No congestion pricing.
Save Chinatown.
Save Chinatown.
Save Manhattan.
Save Manhattan.
No congestion pricing.
No congestion pricing.
Save Little Italy.
Save
Save Chinatown.
Save Chinatown.
Save Manhattan.
Save Manhattan.
Save Chinatown.
Save Chinatown.
Save Little Italy.
Save Little Italy.
Save Manhattan.
Save Manhattan.
No congestion pricing.
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 Save Chinatown.
Save Chinatown.
Save Little Italy.
Save Little Italy.
Save delivery worker.
Save delivery workers.
Save taxi driver.
Save taxi drivers.
Let's get ready for the press conference now. You can kind of move aside so we can get this started. Right there.
MTA! Shame on you! Shame on you, MTA!
Flow check.
Yo, brother.
兩個 event 啊，係啊，兩個 event 係佢哋唔係我嘅 event 嚟嘅。
Okay.
咁你係同邊一個？
我哋即係而家幫我哋陣間會另外有個 event。
MTA! Shame on you! 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 MTA! Shame on you!
Pick it up. There you go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adalgisa Payero Tiara. I'm the president of DANI, and I'm a member of the Justice for Act Coalition. As you all know, the MTA Transportation Mobility Board is meeting today to discuss the congestion pricing. We want them to make the decision. We don't want them to make the decision without listening to drivers. So we are here to make our voices heard. They want to put a second congestion tax on us. We have been paying for a congestion fee since 2019. We already gave them over $1 billion. So we have paid our fair and cheap. We understand they need money, but they cannot take advantage of taxi drivers. We are a community of New York, hard-working community. Immigrants, most of them, we paid all the bills as any citizen in the city, and they need to be fair with us. They cannot double tax us. The governor needs to do something and step forward and take action on this matter, because we all here have a voice, and our voice matters. Most of us, even though we are immigrants, a lot of us are U.S. citizens. Our numbers count, so they need to think about that. We have families to support, and when COVID hit, we were essential workers. We supported New Yorkers. We did our part. Now they need to do their part and think about the taxi community and their family. Thank you.
MTA!
Shame on you!
MTA!
Shame on you!
MTA! Shame on you!
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Naomi Ogutu. I'm the president, NYC Rideshare Club, and I'm also the co-chair for the Justice for App Workers Coalition. We are a coalition of more than 100,000 rideshare drivers and delivery workers. So I'm here because of the proposed congestion price or congestion tax. For us, this is a double taxation, by the way, and I will explain why. First of all, last year we were here, right on these grounds. We were trying to appeal to our lovely governor, Governor Kathy Hochul. Please listen to us. We are your constituents. Number two, we are voters. We matter. So here we are. We are asking our governor to listen to us, delivery workers and rideshare drivers. And when I say rideshare drivers, I mean all taxi, even taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, bus drivers, and delivery workers. So we are here to tell them, please do not tax us twice. Why am I saying this? We've been paying this congestion tax actually. Every ride that we bring into the city, every ride that comes into the city, we pay $2.75. So we are already paying that. And our members, our drivers, have already paid more than $8,000 per year per driver. So we are already paying this tax. Now, they want to add another $23. That's what they're proposing on top of what we've been paying. Now, ask yourselves, why do they feel like we are the easiest kind of segment in this city to target with extra taxes, extra charges? We are the easiest people that they can come to. Is it because we are immigrants? Is it because we are people of color? Is it because our drivers come from developing countries? They come to America as immigrants, law-abiding immigrants, tax-paying immigrants. There's no tax that I pay less because I'm an immigrant. No, we all pay equally. So why is it they target us first? So we are saying, no, don't look at us now, look at another place. The MTA, manage your house. Put your house in order. MTA, put your finances in order. Yes, you need elevators. I heard the head of MTA this morning. He said, oh, we need to add I don't know how many elevators. Oh, very good. We need accessibility to the MTA. We are not against that. We are not even against congestion taxing, congestion price. But we are against targeting our members because we are already paying that. So, how are we going to find a solution for this? We don't want this price also to go to our passengers. So here is a case where we are appealing also. If you are a rider in New York City, you are not safe from this. Because we want to have a win-win situation whereby we cater for our driver and also we cater for our passengers. So here is a case whereby we need to sit down. Uber, Lyft, all these rideshare companies and delivery and food companies. We ask you to come to the table and let us negotiate. There is always a solution. But we can always find a solution when we are ready to listen to the other party. When you are ready to talk to us, Governor Hochul, we are asking for a meeting. We are asking for a meeting with the governor and the MTA. We need to sit down on a table. I promise New York, we are going to come up with a solution. Yeah. All right? This proposal is not just going to affect the drivers. It's also going to affect your family and your family and your family and your family. Ask me how. everybody who comes into the city, any bag that comes into Manhattan will be forced to pay up to $23. So if you're a passenger, this is going to be taken into your fare. If you're a driver, you are going to pay that. So our families are going to lose the bread that we take home. So we are saying, let us come to the table and let us discuss this. I want to repeat again that we have been paying the congestion tax. We have been paying $2.75 anytime we bring a trip into the city. So now you want to impose another $23?
Oh, no.
Say no to double taxation. No to double taxation. Say no to double taxation. No to double taxation. No to double taxation. Thank you.
MPA!
Shame on you!
Come on! MPA! Shame on you! MPA!
Shame on you!
MPA!
Shame on you!
MPA!
Shame on you!
Richard Daley! Mayor Hampton Council! City Council!
Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you today?
Very good.
All right. We need a good energy. All right. Okay. So, as you all know, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers work days and nights to run the city, and the city has failed to give good protections and always take unnecessary fees from the drivers. And today is the day we all are here asking MTA not to give us a congestion tax, because we have been paying them $2.75 every single ride, and we have raised over $1 billion with them. Yet there is no benefits for drivers. So that is the reason we all community here together asking for one more thing, is no more congestion tax. If you need something, please take money from $2.75 that we have give money to you guys. So I don't want to take my time long. We have many community leaders, elected officials are here. We have to give a speech to everyone. Therefore, I would like to call on the stage Mr. Yi Andy Chen, a community leader, to give a little bit speech about no congestion tax. Give it a big hand.
Thank you, Sonam, Aziz, and all the drivers and concerned residents from New York City. I already lost count how many times that we have been there organizing for the congestion pricing, right? So, you know, as many speakers that already spoke already about, they're unhappy about this double tax and congestion pricing and the burden on working class family, all the drivers and small business owners and local small business. This will directly impacting all this every ordinary New Yorkers. My message is very simple. Like we just keep competing this. We as a taxpayer of New York City and New York State, we're not going to pay the price of all these leaders, their federal leadership and incompetent or leading our city and New York into the right way.
That's right.
And we, as a taxpayer, we pay over $1 billion every year for these guys enjoying their AC in the office and not doing anything, addressing all our issues. Hear the real voice from every New Yorkers.
That's right!
And when they're not hearing us, we keep taking it to the street. We make it loud. Make sure we're not keeping quiet. Because we, the taxpayer, we the voter of New York. And just remember, whoever doesn't speak up for our people, election comes with consequence. And that time,
That's right!
we know who is standing on our side or not. Just remember that. And today we're not just having, hundreds of drivers here, and also we have so many leaders from different boroughs come here to say what we're concerned about. And next week I'm going to bring it out Jackie Wang from Lower Manhattan, Chinatown, and organizing a lot of small business members of a community and small business owners that come here to express their concern about the congestion pricing. So, Jackie?
Thank you. I'm actually going to pass the mic to Thomas.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, guys. No, I just want to say, I want to thank everyone for this. This just shows the unity that exists around all the communities that are impacted or that are going to be impacted by this unfair double taxation. So we are all here today joining hands to actually push back, to say no to MTA because this is super unfair. And everyone has spoken out. Everyone said this is going to hurt them. And if we want to, send on the drivers, the drivers came out and actually said this is going to result in job losses. And in MTA's own environmental study, they concluded that this is going to lead to drivers losing their jobs. And they still want to move forward with this proposal. That means they are very, very unfair. And now this needs to stop. And today we have the Justice for App Workers, which is an organization of drivers and delivery workers in New York State that's pushing back to say enough is enough. And this is not their first time talking to actually these guys. And the sidewalk is small, of course. We are happy to definitely join hands to meet up here with the Little Chinatown, what is the name?
Chinatown, Little Italy.
Yeah,
Chinatown and Little Italy.
Chinatown and Little Italy. They're going to be impacted as much, and they're about to start their portion of their press conference as well. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass the mic back on to...
Thank you, RC. Before I'm passing to Jackie, just a little preview that if all these elected officials and so-called leaders still not going to address all our needs, and we ready to take it to the street, and we're going to block the street, the bridges, until they finally hear us and address our concerns. Yes. So, Jackie?
Thank you. I'm going to pass the mic to Thomas.
Hello. I'm here today speaking for Chinatown and Little Italy Coalition for no congestion tax. Hi, welcome all. Thank you very much for coming today. We are here today because congestion pricing is unjust and unfair. It is sugar-coated to be for clean air and reduce traffic congestion, but in reality, it's a tax imposed on us to pay for the MTA's big deficit and poor management. I am Dr. Thomas Chan. I've been practicing pulmonary medicine in Chinatown for 30 years. I know Chinatown and Little Italy very well. The $23 congestion tax will be detrimental and devastating to Chinatown and Little Italy. We are heavily relying on outside customers. With $23 tax, many will not come to eat and to shop, and many will not even come into work in Manhattan because of this $23 tax. Who come to work and pay $23 to work in Manhattan? Remember, after September 11 and pandemic, our local economy is much worse. We haven't recovered yet. In addition, for the last 30 years, we have had no new affordable housing. There's a big housing shortage in Chinatown. So many families and young people have moved out of Chinatown to outer ball. Currently, many elderly left behind in Chinatown, and they are confined in the old, shaky building without elevator. Their children had to come in to take care of them and to bring them household goods and to take them to see doctors with their cars. And the elderly who had already moved out of Chinatown still come back to Chinatown frequently to see the doctor and to socialize with their friends. And they're too frail to take public transportation. They need the children to drive them into Chinatown. With $23, their children could not afford to drive to Chinatown regularly to take care of the elderly and to take them to see doctor to get the necessary medical care. And also one thing you have to know, half of the patients of most medical offices, we have many medical offices in Chinatown, half of the patients are from outer boroughs. Many patients return to Chinatown to get the medical care because they trust their long-time doctors. and there's no language barrier. With $23, they may not come to see the doctor for the needed medical visits. Just for instance, I'm pulmonary doctor. My asthma patient will likely not come back to see me for the asthma attack. So what happened? Because they prohibited $23, they may just end up in the emergency room and end up in the hospital because they cannot afford the $20 to come back to see me. So congestion pricing is a tax at the expense of our people. We must say no, 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 no to congestion tax. It's a tax, it's not congestion pricing. No tax. No tax, please, come on, no tax. No tax. This is a tax imposed on us at the expense of our people, our elderly, my patient. It's not fair, it's unjust. Okay, let me introduce my next person. He's Ever Cousier, he's the leader. Yeah, he's a good guy, he's a really big heart, and he's speaking for our little Italy.
Hey everyone, hello! Oh, hey guys! The folks holding some of the Chinatown signs, come on over this way. Chinatown! Come on over, Chinatown!
Come on in!
Come on in, Chinatown!
Come on in!
Come on in!
Shame on you! MPA! Shame on you!
There we go.
MPA! Shame on you! MPA! Shame on you! MPA! Shame on you! MPA! Shame on you!
Hey!
Come on in!
Okay!
Guys, come on in! The yellow signs.
My name is Edward Kuchar. I live on Canal Street and Mulberry Street. I am the face of Little Italy. My wife is Chinese. She's the face of Chinatown. Chinatown and Little Italy are united. Now, I want everybody to look up. You see these buildings? See all these? These are rich people. They can afford $23. I'm not talking about them. I am talking about Chinatown and Little Italy. Take a look at Chinatown. It's in trouble. Take a look at Little Italy. We are in trouble. Our restaurants are closing. Our stores are closing. People are not coming. The tourists are not coming. We need help. We don't need congestion pricing. This is ridiculous. We are killing Chinatown. We are killing Little Italy. We need to save these communities. These are our homes. These are our businesses. We need to stop this ridiculous, horrible tax. Because that's what it is, a tax. It's a tax on us. We're not the wealthy, we're not the rich. We are the ones who built this city. We are the immigrants. We're the Italians. We're the Chinese. No to congestion pricing. No, no, no. Save Little Italy. Save Chinatown. Say it with me. Save Little Italy. Save Chinatown. Save Little Italy. Save Chinatown. Save Little Italy. Save Chinatown. Save Lower Manhattan too, sure. But save Little Italy and Chinatown first. Thank you.
All right, let me introduce my next speaker. Is the CCBA President, Raymond John. Okay, and CCBA is the most important organization representing Chinatown, and he's our president here.
Okay. First, thanks to everybody that put this together. It's very important that we come together at times like this. I represent the CCBA. We're a community organization that was founded in 1883. That was right after the Chinese Exclusion Act came out. So it's very important how, once again, we're facing discrimination from the government in all aspects, whether it's the taxation that they're trying to force upon us right now, or all the anti-Asian hate that we've been facing since the pandemic. This is a very important time. We have to stand together and say no to congestion taxes. Our community will not survive. Our communities are still trying to recover from post-pandemic. And right now, congestion pricing will kill Chinatown. I've been a lifelong Chinatown resident. I grew up in Chinatown. I travel to Chinatown every day to my nonprofit, which serves Chinatown, and congestion pricing will really hurt us. I already paid the Verrazano's bridge toll, It's sort of like a tax too by the MTA. And now we have to pay $23 to enter Chinatown so I can serve my community. That's just not right. So say no to congestion pricing. Say no to congestion taxes. And let's give us a fighting chance so that we can finally recover. Thank you.
Okay, let me.
Shame on you, MPA! Shame on you!
Yeah, let me bring my next speaker. Justin Yu, he's one of the most respected elderly in Chinatown, and he's my mentor, and he's the district leader. Justin, here.
My name is Justin Yu. I'm a Democrat district leader, 65 district, Part D. And New York City is a very strange place. When you want a little fresh air, you have to pay MTA. We all do want some fresh air. But why we have to pay MTA?
Why?
I remember first time I came to this country some years ago, we paid 25 cents for the token. Now how much we pay? Now they're talking about hiking again.
Whoa!
Whatever we pay, they never satisfied.
Yes!
They never satisfied. They want us, regular New Yorker, pay $1 billion. $1 billion.
Oh, no.
What's that for? We entitled to have some fresh air, but we don't want to pay you. We don't want to pay MTA. New York City is a very strange place. Everyone can rob you. You are in subway, they rob you. You're on bus, they rob you. Now MTA come out, they rob you. They rob you blind. They rob you totally. We cannot let it happen. I'm a district leader of Democrat Party. Now I am asking all our Democratic elected officials, stand with us. Stand with us. Stand with us. Stand with us. No more congestion tax. No more congestion tax. Thank you very much.
Lead the Democratic Party!
Let me introduce the next speaker. Jackie, who's speaking next? Right there, perfect. Here we go, that was easy.
Hello everybody, my name is Lee Berman. I'm also a Democratic district leader from Part A, lifelong Lower East Side resident. We've all heard how the MTA has allowed more than $750 million to slip through their hands by fare and toll evasion in the last year alone. They want to make up for their incompetence on the backs of the working middle class New Yorkers that are the lifeblood of this city. The MTA and the anti-car wackos claim that congestion pricing will have a positive impact on the central business district. Look around you. Lower Manhattan hasn't been the central business district in more than a decade. They claim that it's to help the environment, yet their own study shows that congestion pricing will actually add more pollutants to this community. For all those that live next to the FDR Drive between the Brooklyn Bridge and 10th Street, an environmental justice community, as well as harming the environment in the Bronx. Those of us who live in Lower Manhattan should not have to pay an additional tax on top of the taxes and fees we're already forced to pay. Our elected officials who favor this ridiculous plan don't give a damn about the working middle class. And they sure as hell don't care about our lower income neighbors. How do we know that? Because rather than exempting people below some arbitrary income level, these silver spoon politicians would only give a tax credit to those earning less than $60,000. You still have to pay the fee. And if you earn $1 more than their arbitrary income limit, you're screwed. We know that many of our neighbors in our community require the use of a car, whether to get to and from their job, to pick up their children so that they can hold down a job, to get to their doctor's appointments, to visit family because relatives live too far to visit on unreliable and unsafe mass transit, or because taking a family of 4 or 6 or 8 on buses and trains for 2 to 3+ hours each way is impossible for them. And to those of you that need to travel to Flushing or Sunset Park's Chinatown or to Williamsburg to go shopping for kosher food, the MTA and their sycophants say, too bad, pay $23. Congestion pricing will further tax the working middle class of lower Manhattan. Rather than charging these non-city residents that come into the city, the entire city, as well as the central business district, and that use our resources without paying for them, roads, police, fire, sewer, water, etc., we will have to pay additional for them. One of the things the pandemic has shown is that more and more residents who can will leave, but not everyone has that luxury. And those working middle class residents who don't have the ability to just get up and move are the ones that will be hurt the most. Every lower Manhattan resident will now have to pay higher prices for everyday goods and services. Our local bodegas, supermarkets, pharmacies, restaurants, and other stores are not going to eat the increased fees they have to pay for deliveries. Every store and business is going to pass along the costs of their suppliers' transportation to all of us in lower Manhattan. Now, while that won't have any effect on the millionaires who favor this idiotic plan, we know how it will affect every one of us and every one of our neighbors in public housing, every one of us on fixed incomes, every one of us who live paycheck to paycheck. To claim that this idiotic plan will help our environment is silly. To claim that the MTA will not squander the billions of dollars from this new tax like they have for generations is asinine. Really now, the MTA will be able to get their finances in orders? I call BS. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
No more tax!
No more tax.
All right. Let me introduce from William Colton's office, Susan Tuang.
My name is Susan Zhuang. I'm coming from Brooklyn. Next time when I come to Brooklyn, you know what? I have to pay $23 if I drive. I cannot afford. Most of people like me, we cannot afford. Our MTA just want to tax our working family, our lower income family. For rich people, $23, just one penny to them. But for our lower income family, working family, for the family have kids, go to school in Manhattan, live in Brooklyn or live in Queens, they have to pay the tax. For the family, for the people who want to see the doctor in Manhattan, live in Brooklyn, they have to pay the tax. For the people who want to get to the restaurant they like to go in Manhattan from Brooklyn, they need to pay the tax. They tax every single person in our city because those prices going to average out in your products. And also, we keep saying we want to save New York City. See what they did to our city. They raise the price. They are not tax on rich. They tax on working family. This is wrong. We cannot accept any tax like this. We have to stand with our people. Ask those people live in this fancy building. Ask those people, put their head down. Look what happened here. We are against the tax. We are against. We are for people. We have to against the congestion price. This is wrong. This is not helping our community. This is not help our economics. This is bad news for our people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I've been asked to introduce Nancy next. Nancy, you're up.
Hello everyone, my name is Nancy Tong and I'm the district leader in Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn, but I used to live in Manhattan, in Chinatown. I grew up in Chinatown. Now with this congestion pricing, you know a lot of people do not live in Chinatown, but they do want to come in. I left Chinatown, I moved into Brooklyn, but time to time I come in. Now if I have to pay that $23, I'm retired and come out. Do you think I can afford it? Oh. I am not the only one. I know a lot of people are in my situation. You know when COVID hit, do you know how many business has been closed in Chinatown? And now that a lot of them have opened up, and now with the congestion pricing, people will come to Chinatown and eat?
No!
Who is gonna pay $23 and come and eat in Chinatown when they can save that $23 and eat someplace else? With this congestion pricing, it does us harm. No congestion pricing.
No congestion pricing.
You are stealing from us. Stop doing this to us working people.
Stop it!
I also know a lot of people who comes into Chinatown to see their doctors. You think they're gonna come because they have to pay extra? They are low income per family. So we really have to do something, and I hope all the electors would help us. It's not gonna help us. We're all gonna come out and make sure that we are heard. I want to thank everyone who came out today and support this congestion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy. We heard from many members from Little Manhattan and Brooklyn. How about a local small business that right around the corner right here?
Yeah, I just want to follow one comment. I'm a doctor in Chinatown. I had lots of asthma patients. They would just end up having asthma attack and end up in the ER, in the emergency room, in the hospital, because they cannot afford that $23 to come to Chinatown. I think.
Hi everyone, my name is Gus Lambropoulos. I have an office just around the corner at 85 Broad Street. I do financial consulting, but I'm from Astoria, Queens. These are the reasons why I think I'm planning to run for office next year. But I also want to say that congestion tax is not a solution to anything. It's just a tax. It's just a tax. Taxing to what? The problem is that taxing is not a solution, because if you look at George Washington Bridge, there's always congestion. They've been increasing the tolls year after year, and there's only been congestion. The thing is that this congestion tax is causing congestive heart failure for the doctor, right? Is that a symptom or what? Because people are going to get heart attacks from the stress. I mean, the tax on people is too much. I mean, there's so much money coming in. How much money is going to come out? They're going to go into debt to pay taxes. The taxes is not a solution, but what happens is that they need to come out with new alternative routes and roads and talk to the manufacturers and how they produce cars and everything else. This is not our problem, it's the manufacturers and the government to need to talk negotiation contracts and how they produce the products. The emissions is the issue, not us. We can't be taxed on this. I just want to say enough is enough, what everybody's been saying. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
And no to tax. A tax is not a solution.
Tax is not a solution.
Okay, thank you thank you for everybody for listening, and we should continue this fight with no tax, no tax.
Okay, introduce our next speaker, Susan Lee, a famous Susan Lee.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan Lee. I am from the Alliance for Community Preservation and Betterment. Let me give you Economics 101. Congestion tax is a regressive tax. It will only hurt the working class who are the least able to pay for it. When we have government agencies, when we're running organizations, if they are not viable, we audit them and we make cuts. Why are we continuing to fund the MTA when the services continue to decline? They need to make sure subways are safe, services are provided to fare payers. How about going after those who are evading fares? That's where your revenue should come from, not from the working class, from those who can least afford it. We have Chinatown, Little Italy, and other neighborhoods in the congestion zone where people cannot afford to come in. They don't work normal 9-to-5 jobs. They need to come in off hours. Subways are not reliable. If you could get it to 6 minutes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, perhaps. But we don't have that. So solve the problem with the MTA. And I love how people talk about, look at London, look at Singapore. But let me tell you this. What they don't tell you is, in Singapore, congestion pricing isn't 24 hours a day. It is dynamic pricing. When there's congestion, it costs more. When there's no congestion, there's no fee. There's no fee after hours. This is a broken system. We need to fix it, and by taxing the working class is not the way to do it. Thank you.
Okay, hello, let me introduce our Italian neighbor from Lower Barry Park City.
Hello, everybody. My name is Justine Cuccia, and I'm a longtime resident in Lower Manhattan and Battery Park City on the other side of this Broadway, and I'm a community leader. I am here today to stand united in outrage with a coalition of fellow downtown leaders to deliver a simple message. We will not ka-ching the MTA's cash register every time we enter and leave our homes or enter and leave our places of business. We will not be trapped inside a toll zone and prevented from crossing an arbitrary boundary unless we reach for our checkbooks. We will not consent to having our pockets picked by politicians who want to raise money for a bloated and inefficient bureaucracy. We will not allow Lower Manhattan to become the world's biggest gated community, because that's what congestion pricing is doing. Either go back to the drawing board, MTA, starting with the lie that there is no environmental review is needed because there is no significant impact. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Economic problems and economic conditions like what's been raised by every single person here, guess what? That is an environmental impact. And let me be clear, we are asking for congestion pricing to go away. If that's not possible, we are asking for 100% resident carve-out. And nobody, residents, workers, anybody else, should pay after hours. And whether that's 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. so the working class and middle class essential workers can get to work without fearing for their lives. But let's call this what it is, a tax imposed upon the middle class along with the elderly and disabled. No more tax.
Okay, everybody don't go, okay? We have a few more minutes of speeches. And then we're going to do a rally. And really loud, yell loud. Don't leave. Everybody stay, okay? We're going to have a rally after this. Next speaker.
Hi, my name is Bernard. I'm here for Senate Republican leader Robert Oates. He has a statement. Congestion pricing is no more than a college of burdensome commuter tax that will take more money out of the pocket of the hardworking New Yorkers who travel to Manhattan for work, for school, and for entertainment. Under one-party rule, New Yorkers are continually forced to bear the mismanagement of the MTA and its bloated budget, and now this latest scam of costing them more than $23 each time they travel into the city. This reckless and unfair tax will disproportionately impact low-income New Yorkers from the time when the economy is still reeling from the after effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the impact of the record high inflation that have left the family struggling and paying their bill and putting food on their table. New York continues to get less and less affordable. Congestion pricing must be repealed. Albany must be doing the right thing for the people of New York, who will be harmed by this tax. No congestion pricing!
One more, we had Chad Liebenberg. He is the Vice President of Passenger United.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon. I'm Jack Nierenberg, Vice President of, unfortunately, the only real grassroots organization for true equity, true accessibility, and true safety in our mass transit, Passengers United. Let me make one thing abundantly clear. The MTA right up there, is the 7th largest debitor in the United States.
Whoa.
Did you know that? Yes, they are. So, how can we trust them with all of the money that I've seen them waste? I've been going to all of these board and committee meetings for a while now. Same thing with my colleague at Passengers United. So how can we trust them with more money that they're just going to waste? And let me debunk a few myths that you might have heard. First of all, congestion pricing will not relieve congestion at all.
That's right. It will not.
All it will do is shift it around to all of the areas, including Upper Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, that are already disadvantaged and don't have adequate public transit access.
Thank you very much. Don't go anybody.
Oh, one more.
Hi, I'm Valerie Mason from the Coalition in Opposition to Congestion Pricing. We stand united with our brothers and sisters in Chinatown and Little Italy. I represent the upper part of Manhattan, and we're here together to tell our electeds that they are out of touch with their constituency. This is a regressive tax that will make Manhattan for the wealthy and healthy only. We have to fight this, because if it's the central business district today, when they don't come up with enough money, because this is a cash grab, nothing more, nothing less, for an agency that has shown over and over again that it is not responsible, not a good steward of public funds. So I urge you, stand with us and axe the tax.
Thank you very much. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a walk for a rally.
Everyone, let's cross the street. We're going to circle around, make sure that more people actually react.
This is a clear violation of the Civil Rights Act and ADA.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This is already being fought in court. Join the law.